apple. Go
I think
on.
we all know what you're probably going to say, so we can just summarize that.
Yes.
Girl, don't you have a Beyonce album to get pissed off about?
This because it's
she's in a cowboy outfit.
Okay.
Ooh, she got an American flag on. She thinks she's a country singer. I'm sure you've got a few videos
said
to do
anything about that, but whatever.
Yeah, that's why. Please don't interrupt me when I'm
rather obsessed with my work, so I appreciate it. Piers, I'd like to get back to the point at hand.
Yes.
Tomi Lahren and Francesca Fiorentini butted heads on Piers Morgan Uncensored, and things got really, really heated. But of course, as people with facts on their side normally do, Tomi Lahren came on top out of this whole debate between her and Francesca Fiorentini. Let's get into this clip here where Piers Morgan Uncensored goes off the rails and Tomi Lahren and Francesca get into a very heated debate. Let's check this out.
Against him and his club for refusing to wear an LGBT pride badge. Now, James, again, I simply say this. Why the hell should he have to? If his conviction is from a country, by the way, which is a place where they do not believe that homosexuality is anything but a sin. I don't agree with that. You don't agree with that, obviously. But that's where he comes from. His religious conviction tells him that. He's not being homophobic. He's not saying homophobic things. He just doesn't want to wear an LGBT pride badge while he's playing football. Why the hell should he?
What, LGBT and the rest of it, did you say?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the rest of the letters are? They're LGBT.
Even you don't know.
I do, actually.
Go on, then.
LGBTQ, FU. Now, back to what he was saying. Let's have a conversation about it.
You actually can't remember the rest of the digits, can you?
I can.
You can't. Nobody can.
Let's have a conversation about it. He also covered up a sign that said no homophobia in French.
Right.
So,
why should he have to
listen,
wear
on
them?
one hand, I'm like, cool, if you don't want to wear the rainbow flag, that's a bit awkward. But if you don't want to wear a flag that says no homophobia...
Why should he have to?
So what, are you pro-homophobia?
No.
That doesn't mean...
No, if you don't want to support...
He doesn't want to wear it.
No homophobia just means no bullying. It means human rights. And if you don't want to say that, then what the hell are you doing on
I've got to be honest,
team?
I wouldn't wear an LGBT pride badge.
Do you support homophobia?
No.
Right.
But this is Piers, it is a private it is a football team, right? That's their prerogative. This is not a nation
he doesn't have to wear it.
Implementing this. Yeah, right. So I don't know why you're getting so upset, and also there's like a weird
because they're going to sanction him.
Okay.
Well, they should.
Okay, you think it's okay?
Then he can go play somewhere where they don't make him wear that.
No, Tommy, let me bring you in for some common sense as usual.
No, but I thought we were talking about Harrison Butker. I didn't get any bite at the Butker apple here.
Well, have a bite of the Butker apple. Go on.
I think we all know what you're probably going to say, so we can just summarize that.
Yes.
Girl, don't you have a Beyonce album to get pissed off about?
This because it's
she's in a cowboy outfit.
Okay.
Ooh, she got an American flag on. She thinks she's a country singer. I'm sure you've got a few videos to do about that.
Never said anything about that, but whatever.
Yeah, that's why. Please don't interrupt me when I'm
rather obsessed with my work, so I appreciate it. Piers, I'd like to get back to the point at hand.
Yes.
So,
I'm sorry,
again,
were you
women
talking,
supporting
girl?
women, be quiet while I talk.
No, you talk
very feminist of you, Francesca.
Francesca, can you let another woman speak, please?
Yeah.
No.
So much.
Dude, isn't it so funny how the energy completely changes for whenever it's women versus other women? Like, it's so much more catty and petty whenever it's two women arguing. It's always like, honey, baby. It's like, oh my goodness, dude. If somebody talked to me like that, I would see red. Like, I don't know what I would do. I don't want to say I would do anything. You don't hit women and all that stuff. But obviously they're talking through a screen. I wouldn't be able to handle it if somebody was talking to me like that. That little petty, like catty, move your neck in a circle shit. I couldn't do it, man. No way.
No, I'm not going to, because you talked about Harrison, and now I'm going to talk about Harrison. Harrison Butker's mom is a physicist who works in an oncology department. So? All this is a bunch of mommy issues that he laid out at a bunch of female graduates who are trying to celebrate this incredible achievement, and he tells them that they have been told a diabolical lie. That is absolutely disrespectful and degrading. You want to talk about women's rights? They've just achieved this. The other thing is the rest of his speech was about, what happened to the Catholics and all the good Catholicism and where have we gone awry? And why don't we respect priests anymore? Gee, I wonder why we don't respect priests anymore. Can anyone think of what's happened to the priesthood in the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years? Anyone? No? Yeah,
that's
what I thought.
Yeah, there have been a lot of
Yeah.
priests have been exposed as paedophiles, and it's completely outrageous.
Exactly.
I say that as a Catholic who's as appalled by it as you are. Tommy, I want to bring you in though. We've allowed you to have your Butker bite. Let's bring Tommy back into this Monaco player, because it reminded me there's a Northern Irish footballer. And he refuses every year to wear a poppy, which is, one of the red poppies that we wear.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Where in our country to salute the work of the armed forces. And it's something we do on Remembrance Sunday over here. Now, the reason he doesn't wear it, it turned out, is that it represents all the military operations by the British Armed Forces. And he comes from a certain part of Northern Ireland where the British Parachute Regiment killed a lot of civilians. And it became known as Bloody Sunday. U2 wrote a song about it. It became a hugely contentious thing. He comes from literally the very street where families of those who were killed live. So the idea that he would wear a poppy saluting the British Armed Forces would obviously not go down well with his own street.
This is false equivalence, Piers.
No, it's not false equivalence.
How many people have queer people killed?
Let him finish.
Look at Tommy. So my point is, I don't feel everyone here feels he should be compelled to wear it. I don't. And I don't think this Monaco player should be compelled to wear it. If he starts spewing homophobic stuff, different issue. Take him to task. He's not. He's just saying, I don't want to wear a patch, thanks.
Right, I don't.
Where do you guys stand on this? I'm really curious to see, because I can low-key see both arguments. Not that the fact that he should be forced to wear the patch, but I can see in the fact that it's, they are a private company, right? They're a private organization. It's not, it's just the team saying wear these patches. So if their players don't want to wear the patch, they do have the right to say, okay, well, you can sit on the bench. They do have the right to say that. I think that's ridiculous. I think it would be absolutely, I don't want to say the actual word that I'm thinking, but it would be really stupid of them to do that. But they do have the right to do it ultimately. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. Are you kind of on Tomi Lahren's side, or are you more on the Francesca Fiorentini and this lesbian right here in the middle? Are you on their side? I'm very curious to see.
Think that athletes should be forced to wear anything outside of their actual uniform, and that they should be expected to do anything beyond playing the game that they're there to play. What I don't understand about this forced pride on everybody, why are we forced to celebrate who you want to sleep with? It makes no sense. If you're playing soccer, football, volleyball, why do I care who you sleep with? If you are proud of yourself, which is what pride means, then why do I have to celebrate your sexuality? Why does your teammate have to celebrate your sexuality? Why does an entire team and organization have to celebrate your
Again,
sexuality?
Bingo. And by the way,
listen,
if Tommy, hang on. If Tommy and I wore badges, hang on, Francesca, I'll come to you. If Tommy and I wore patches today saying straight and proud of it,
That's not what it said.
Imagine how enraged people like James Barr would be.
It said no homophobia.
What do you mean that's not what it said? That's what pride is. That's literally when you say the word pride now, you just think of gay people. You just think of LGBTQ. That's what you think of. It's what do you think the pride flag means? It means gay and proud. That's what pride means. That's what the word means. What do you mean? That's not what it means. It would be the exact same as if Piers Morgan or Tomi Lahren or any of these people walked around with a patch that said straight and proud. It'd be the same thing. I am on Tomi Lahren's side completely here. And I'm not some huge Tomi Lahren fan or anything. She's just in the right. There's no doubt about it. Like I said earlier, it's not hard to beat someone like Francesca Fiorentini whenever you have the facts on your side. It's just common sense. Why is there a sports team trying to force players into celebrating a certain sexuality? Why do we care in sports games who people are sleeping with? It doesn't make any sense. Can we just watch sports? Is that possible? Can we just watch sports without having end racism or Pride Month stuff all over the field? Can we just watch sports? Can sports just be sports, please?
It didn't say, oh, I'm proud of you for sleeping with a man.
No, it was also an LGBT pride badge.
Yes, but the real problem here is he covered up no homophobia. That's
he doesn't want a virtue signal.
He was wearing it on the uniform. It was part of the uniform. It was on the uniform.
Right.
It's like covering up a sponsor.
He didn't want to be seen wearing it.
Well, that is a real problem. Because the team and the reason sport are celebrating
bring in
pride
Francesca. Bring in
is to try and
Francesca.
stamp out homophobia in sport, which is a really important point.
Francesca.
I think that's a really important point that James brought up. We are obviously missing the forest for the trees here, that there is a broader problem of homophobia, but let's leave that aside. Tommy said, and I do agree, that athletes shouldn't have to be required to do anything other than play the sport. So what about the national anthem? Can athletes sit or kneel for the national anthem? Because last I remembered, the right freaks out.
You can
every
do whatever
time they
you
do
want,
that.
but people are going to criticize you for it. Yeah,
Right.
You can do whatever you want. Athletes can do whatever they want. If Colin Kaepernick wants to sit or kneel or do whatever he wants, he's more than willing to do it. But we're talking about a separate issue here. The national anthem
we're
is
not. That's
traditionally
literally
played
the same thing.
there are
It's
people that have
personal
fought and died for
expression.
their country
It's being
in order.
required. It's being required, and if you say you shouldn't be required to do anything you don't want to do, that's the same thing. Look, there was a player on the Mets, right? Forgetting his name right now, but he was from Vieques, Puerto Rico, and he would never stand for the national anthem. Why? Because Vieques is a U.S. military base that bombed that corner of Puerto Rico time and time again. There's incredible toxins in the water, and he wouldn't stand for it. And then eventually part of the contract was, you better stand for this or we're gonna boot you off the team. So he did. He started doing it, right? That's what I'm saying. It's every single individual club's decision as well as that player's decision.
All right, let's move on to two very quick things. I want to just get a
Yeah, I can see where Francesca Fiorentini is coming from. I still think Tomi Lahren is completely in the right here. It's just a matter of how important you think these issues are. Like, I don't think standing for the national anthem is that important. I think what the national anthem represents is very important. And I think that if you're living in America, especially if you came from somewhere else, if you came from, like Francesca Fiorentini saying, somebody coming from Puerto Rico to live here to make millions of dollars playing baseball, you probably want to stand for the national anthem, man, because I guarantee you, if you're living in Puerto Rico, you're not making millions of dollars playing a game. You're not making millions of dollars playing a sport, dude. So you might want to be grateful for the country that you're living in and be grateful to the people that died for the opportunity for you to sit. I know I sound like I don't know. That sounds like this old conservative man trying to give their son a talk or something, but it's the truth. Like, you might want to be a little bit grateful for the opportunity that you've been given. You know, people actually died to give you this opportunity, and nobody really died for pride, for gay pride. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's completely, it just depends on how much weight you put on each cause. In my opinion, standing for the national anthem, it's kind of a no-brainer for everyone to do, and it's very disrespectful if you don't do it. Whereas putting a gay pride patch on your jersey, it's not disrespectful if you don't do it at all. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this Tomi Lahren versus Francesca Fiorentini debate here. Things obviously got pretty heated, as they normally do on Piers Morgan's show. Let me know in the comments who you guys think came out on top in this one. Was it Tomi Lahren or was it Francesca Fiorentini?